Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this amazing channel named Geeks for Geek School. My name is Gaurav Kumar Jain, and today we are going to study together how, with the help of Tinkercad, we can design a circuit in on the virtual environment which it provides us, and in that virtual circuit that we will design today, we'll be using that circuit for running a servo motor. Right, but before we dive into the platform, I would first like to tell you about this course, uh, which is based on App Lab, which we have come up recently with. So you guys can check out this web page which we have designed, where everything related to this course, information related to the course, you can find on this web page. Now in this course which we have come up with, it's based on mobile application development. So here you will be provided with the online coding classes in which you will be taught about how you can develop mobile applications, how you can develop user interfaces which are required for a mobile application, how you can make them interactive by adding coding to the interfaces, then how you can create multi-screen applications. So that's what you will be taught about in the online coding classes that we will provide you in this course. Now if you want to check out the syllabus or the topics that will be covered in this course, so you can come down over here on this page, and there in the bottom you'll find this green colored button. So you can click on this, and what will happen, automatically a new tab will open up. It will open for you a new tab where you'll find a PDF file, and in this PDF file you'll find all the 18 topics that we will cover in the online coding classes that we will provide you in this course. And there will be lot many things that you will be getting from this course, so you don't have to worry about that part. In case you have any issues, in case you have any doubt in your mind related to this course or any other course which Geeks for Geeks is offering to the students right now, so you can get in touch with one of our executives, and definitely he or she will be able to sort out all your issues. Right, then this course is extremely popular today. Why? It's because of the affordable pricing. It's very much affordable. So there are students who have availed this course. They are enjoying the online coding classes. We want more and more children to come up and get themselves associated with Geeks for Geeks. So you will be provided a certificate also at the end of this course. Definitely it is going to help you a lot in your career. And in case you want to learn something big, for example artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, website development, so we are into everything. We have with us best tutors of this industry, so they are ready to share their amazing knowledge with you guys. If you want to really get the benefit of the experience of those amazing uh, mentors which who are working with us, so you can avail the courses which we are currently providing to the students. So if you want to check the courses which we are providing, which Geeks for Geeks is providing to the students, you can check out the main website of Geeks for Geeks. There you can find all the courses. In case anything sounds you appealing, anything you find appealing, you can get in touch with one of our executives to get your query sorted out and just join the course. Definitely you are going to enjoy a lot, and you are going to take away many things from whatever course you will avail. Okay, so let's now dive into the platform. So the students who don't know how to access Tinkercad platform and how to create their account on that platform, let me tell you that first. So you can type tinkercad.com over here in this search bar of Google right now. So automatically when you hit the enter button, that's where it will redirect you. Now you can click on this hyperlink, and it will send you to that main website of Tinkercad. If you are not already logged in into this platform, if you're logged in, it will send you on your dashboard like the way it has sent me on my dashboard. Right, so the process of how to create account on Tinkercad, it's very simple. If you don't know about that, I would suggest you to just check out the very first tutorial I've shooted. This is the 8th tutorial which I'm shooting on this Tinkercad. So if you'll check out the first tutorial where I have explained everything related to the basics. Also I've explained how you can create your own account on this platform over there. So you will come to know about many things, and you will get very much familiar with this whole environment, and it will be more convenient for you after that to use this environment once you are done with understanding the basics of this platform. Alright, so if you haven't checked it yet, you guys can go ahead and check out the first tutorial. However, if you want to check it afterwards, then it is your call, no problem. Let's come on the circuit. So when you'll come on the circuits, automatically you'll see over here in this window a new button, create new circuit, will get reflected. Click on this create new circuit and it will redirect you to that virtual environment on which you can create virtual circuits, and also you can code them. Right, so today we guys will learn to design a circuit based on servo motor. So we'll use different components like Arduino Uno R3 board, resistors, then servo motor also we'll use, right? And then we'll code the circuit in such a way that we can make the servo motor functional, right? So that's what we are going to do today. So if you want to check out all the components with the help of which you can design the electrical circuit, so click on this drop down and then simply select this all. Okay, and that's what you're going to come across. So here now all the components will be visible to you in this navigation pane. Simply now type here Arduino. Okay, so we need an Arduino Uno R3 board. I'm putting it over here. If you want to zoom in or zoom out of this Arduino Uno R3 board, you can make use of your mouse scroll. Right, just give me a short moment. I just want to check out something over here. Priyansh Srivastav, hello dear. I hope you are enjoying this lecture. Please do not forget to like and share this video so as to make it reach the maximum students possible. And same is for you also, Tahir. Thank you very much dear for coming and joining this tutorial. Right, do not forget to like and share this video and make it reach the maximum students possible. Thank you very much in advance for doing that, because you know these efforts are definitely going to help us in reaching all these students out there who really want to learn coding, who have the passion for coding. You know, until and unless you have the passion for something, we cannot create new things. Okay, so it's better if we can, if you all will, if you don't have the passion, then I would suggest you need to have the passion for these things, then only you will be able to come up with some new things. Now the second thing that we require is a servo motor. So how can we get it? You can simply type servo or serve over here. So there are two servo motors available to us over here on this platform. I'll be using this micro one. So I am dragging and dropping it over here. Fine. Now there are 3 pins of this servo motor. Let me tell you what all those pins are. So this is the ground pin, and this one is the power pin, and the third one is the signal pin. Right. So we need to, as you know, because this is a ground pin, so we need to connect it with the ground point. Absolutely right. So I will be selecting, I'm selecting this black color wire, and let's connect this ground pin with one of these ground pins. So I'm selecting this ground pin of the Arduino Uno R3 board. Fine. So I've selected, I've connected this ground pin of servo motor with this ground pin of Arduino Uno R3 board. Even if you'll connect it with this ground pin, then also it is one and the same thing, right? Okay, now the next thing that we have to do is we need to connect this power point with this 5 volt point of servo pin. So we can simply use this red color wire, not for this one. We need to deselect this wire first. How can we do that? We can simply click anywhere on this environment and automatically the wire will be deselected. Let's now select this red color wire, and I would like to connect this power pin to the 5-volt pin of Arduino Uno R3 board. So there it is. Okay, fine. Now the next thing is we need to connect the signal pin with one of these free pins over here. So let me select this green color wire, and now we can simply use it for connecting this power pin of this servo motor to this pin number 9. You can connect it with pin number 8 also, or 11, 12, 13 based on your requirement. Right, so I've connected it with pin number 9. So I'm done with creating the required complete circuit. Let me tell you again what all things I've done. So I selected this Arduino Uno R3 board first. I brought it here on this circuits environment. Then I selected this servo motor from this navigation pane and I brought it here on this workspace. I connected this ground pin with the ground pin of servo motor, Arduino Uno R3 board. This power pin I connected it with the 5-volt pin of the Arduino Uno R3 board, and this signal pin I've connected it with this 9 volt, or you can say -9 or D9 pin of Arduino Uno R3 board. So that's how I have made the required connection. Now the next thing is we have to code this circuit to make this servo motor work. Now if you will start the simulation, you will not be able to see it moving. Why? Because we haven't coded it yet. This Arduino Uno R3 board is working, right? Because we have plugged in this USB cable into this power port of Arduino Uno R3 board. That's the reason we are seeing that this on light is green, right? But that's not working. This servo motor is not working. Why? Because we have not defined any code yet. So let's access the coding panel first. So we can click on this code button over here, and automatically that's the menu you will get to see. So I don't want this code which is there by default on this screen. And before I start coding, let me just see if I have anything to answer in the comment section. So if you have any queries till now, whatever we have discussed, and in case you have watched my previous lecture and you have some queries related to things that have been discussed in the previous tutorials, so you can let me know about those queries also, so that I can sort them out. Okay, so right now I am not able to see any query in this comment box. Prayansh Srivastav, thank you very much, dear. Thank you very much for the compliment. Appreciate a lot. Okay, so I'm not able to see any queries. In case while creating the circuit you come across any issue, let me know so that I can sort it out then and there. Now the first thing we require is the count block. Where can you get the count block from? So you need to come on this control section, and here you'll see this count block. Put it over here. Now as you can see, we already have a variable I in this variable section. That's the reason I is getting reflected over here. If suppose you want to change this variable, so you can create a new variable, a variable of your own choice, and give it a name of your own choice. For example, I want to create a variable with name Google, right? And as you can see, now this variable named Google is visible to us over here in this variable section. Let's drag it and drop it over here. Okay, we can just simply click on this drop down and select the variable. Okay, just a second. Yeah, everything is going perfectly fine. And then what we can do, we can I would like it to I would like to initialize it with 0, and I would like it to go till 180. So 180 is going to be a semicircle, right? And then we can make use of this rotate servo on pin, right? I am putting it over here, so it is going to help us in rotating the servo motor. Now to which pin I have connected the signal pin of this servo motor, that's what we have to check. So we have connected this signal pin of the servo motor with this -9, or you can say D9 of Arduino Uno R3 board. So the point that we have to use over here is, the point which we have to use over here is this 9, right? And rotate servo on pin number 9 to what degrees. So the degrees are going to come in this Google named variable. We can put this Google over here, and that's the code which will help us in rotating the servo motor now. Okay, and if you want to define some seconds, wait seconds, so we can use this wait over here, and let's change it to, I think 15 is going to be a good option. And let's not make it seconds, because second is going to be a very uh, you know large amount of time. I want to decrease it to milliseconds. I think 15 milliseconds will be enough. So we'll be able to see the servo motor moving very fast. Now the same code I will use again. Let's duplicate it and put it over here. So count up by 1 for Google 0 to, now here instead of 0 to 180 I would like to go from 180 to 0, because now I want to see the servo motor rotating in the clockwise, what we call it, rotating. If suppose this will make the servo motor rotate in the anti-clockwise direction, then this will make the servo motor rotate in the clockwise direction, right? So I want to see the servo motor now rotating in the opposite direction, opposite to what this will make the servo motor rotate to. Fine, now everything here is going to remain the same. We do not have to make any changes over here. The only change that you have to make is in these two values. So here it is 0 to 180, and here it is 180 to 0. Now let me show you the text based coding, which this block based coding we have defined over here in this coding workspace has generated for us. So we can change it to blocks plus text, and that's what you will see over here, right? So this count is nothing but a for loop. Remember this thing. And this rotate servo on pin number 9, so it will attach, see, the output is coming from pin number 9, so it has automatically generated for us this servo underscore 9. Fine, and then these two things are again two kinds of two loops, and they are present inside this loop named function. Now if you will run this simulation, let's see what is going to happen, whether we'll be able to see the servo motor rotating or not. Okay, so we are able to see it rotating. So it first went in the anti-clockwise sorry, it first went in the anti-clockwise direction, and after that it is going in the clockwise direction. So that's how the movement is taking place right now. If you want to make it move more faster, how you will do it? So can anyone just answer this question of mine? If I want to make the movement more fast, what can I do in that case? Yes, I am checking. I'm on the comment section. If you any one of you who is right now watching this lecture can answer this question. If I want to make it rotate more faster, what can I do? Let me zoom in so that the code can be more visible to every one of you. Yeah, so that's the code. So what we can do, if we want to make it more faster, we can simply change these milliseconds 15 to, we can reduce the number of milliseconds we have passed over here for this wait block. Let's now check out the output. So we have to start the simulation process again for getting the output. Okay, so it is moving now more faster. Okay, but the rotation, the rotation which we were able to see earlier, that rotation we are not able to see now. Why? Because the we have reduced the weight. We have reduced the number of wait seconds. That is the reason it is now rotating only within this area. If you'll increase this wait seconds to, let's say, 20, then what is going to happen? Let's check it out. Okay, so now it is covering a bigger area, right? It is covering a bigger area. That's how you have, whatever you're learning, keep experimenting on those codes. Then only you will be able to get a good understanding of all these things. Right, so today we learned how with the help of this count block we can make the servo motor move clockwise and anti-clockwise. Now before ending this lecture, I would again like to tell you about this amazing course which we guys have come up with. So it's the course based on App Lab, and in this course you will be provided with all the online coding classes which will be based on mobile application development. You will be taught about how you can develop mobile apps on this amazing platform named App Lab. If you want to taste this course, you're most welcome to register yourself. Just come on this web page and sign in and register yourself for this course. You want to know the details of this course, you can come down, and here on this web page you can find everything related to this course. Suppose you want to know the syllabus, what all things will be covered in this course, so that's the tab. When you'll click on this tab, automatically a new tab is going to open up, to which we have connected a PDF file. Here you will find all the 18 topics that will be covered in the online coding classes, right? And besides that, there is going to be a lot to learn. There will be, you will get to interact with people, with students who are going to be from different states. Definitely it is going to make your thinking skills, your solving skills go beyond a certain level. It will increase all the efficiencies of yours. And this course has gained a very much, it has become very popular today. Why? It's because of the affordable pricing. It's very much affordable, anyone can afford it, right? So if you want to learn mobile application development, if you want to know about our tutors, how well they teach in the online coding classes, then you can avail this course. Just check out what all things we are doing, and definitely we are going to tell you about all the other things also which Geeks for Geeks is doing right now for the students. So if you want to learn those things, you can then avail those things. If you want to learn, if you want to check out those things, so you can check the main website of Geeks for Geeks. There you will find all the information related to all the courses that we guys are providing right now. Okay, and in case you come across any issue, your father or your mother, they have any issues, they have any queries, we are there to sort it out. Ask them to just give us a call on the toll-free number which you can easily find on the Geeks for Geeks main website, and we will entertain you with every query you have. So thank you very much for being there with me in this tutorial. That's it from my side. Have a great day, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye bye everyone.